Texas Wesleyan Rams women's basketball team on a two-game winning streak as they host one of the top teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sid Richardson Center on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher alongside Jared the Moose Jones of the Antler Sports Network. Rams 9-4 overall, 5-4 in the SAC. They decked OKC 50-37 Thursday night in Oklahoma. Texas Wesleyan was led by Taryn Wills, 14 points. They shot 33.9% from the floor and forced 24 turnovers, converting them into 24 points. Oklahoma City struggled offensively, shooting just 22.6%. Number 18, MACU women's basketball staved off Science and Arts in the final minutes of his first contest of 2025 Thursday night as the Evangels pulled away late for a 77-64 win. Former Ram Mary Nyakundi had 20 points. Shai Christopher scored 15. Rams 6-19 against MACU. They lost three straight in the series, including a 75-69 loss February 1st of 2024. Jared, good to see you again, my friend.
Welcome back, Jimbo. Haven't seen you since last year.
Yeah, right. Since that final game, November 30th of the Rams football.
Man, I mean, you kind of feel spoiled. I know you discussed a little bit how you're spoiled, you're a diva when it comes to stadiums, but you can't help it. I mean, you go from Crowley, anywhere else, no matter the sport, but basketball always has a special place in my heart. As a former player, as a coach during the summer, it's something special. It's always something I will hold near and dear to my heart, especially here on the Antler Sports Network in a gym that we've had a lot of memories. I mean, especially
Absolutely.
if you're MACU. Yep. Last time the Evangels, both men's and women's teams were here, they were competing for a conference title.
Yep.
So now, especially even more so as we go down the roster, at least for MACU, there's a specific name on the women's roster that may be familiar.
Yes, Mary Nyakundi, who was with the Rams last year. Now she's moved north and she's a member of the Evangels.
Wow. I mean, homecoming before actual homecoming. It doesn't get sweeter than that. I mean, players nowadays, more now than ever, with NIL, the transfer portal, no one typically sticks with a school for very long. But in the NAIA, you have a special relationship with a coach, with a school, with a program, with a teammate, or maybe even a group of teammates. And to see them move around in NAIA, I guess that's a sign of the times. You see more, not so much financially driven matters when it comes to transfers within the NAIA. It's more of a coaching deal. Maybe it's a program fit. Maybe it's a scheme fit or whatever it may be. But we're still seeing more and more players shift around, more moving and shaking in terms of roster. Not just conference to conference, but really state to state.
And Nyakundi was the SAC Player of the Week about 3 weeks ago. She had 22 points, career high in that game. And that week they got her the SAC Player of the Week award. So they are loaded with talent, are the MACU Evangels.
Oh, yeah,
they come in
sure.
12-1. What's the key to a Rams win?
The key to a Rams win is keeping them off the boards. I mean, it's a sheer fact that MACU was not just one of the better rebounding teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference, but really in the country. Their rebounds per game, they're averaging just below 50, about 46 points, and if I remember correctly. Their rebound margin is ridiculous. It's positive 14.5, over 14.5. For a team to be able to rebound that consistently in a conference that is absolutely stacked with top-tier rebounders, it's ridiculous. And the fact that MACU was doing it this consistently going into the new year, coming out of the break, the Rams are going to have to keep the Evangels off the board so they want a chance. Not only that, they're going to have to shoot the ball consistent from three. We're seeing more and more teams live by the three, die by the three. Sure, that's all well and good. You can say what you want about it. But if you're going to live and die by the three, you have to do it well. And if you're going to be missing threes, you got to switch your game plan quickly. Because not only does that rebounding prowess that MACU has help them out on the rebounding numbers, it also helps them in transition. At one point, they were number 2 in the country in points in transition, sitting at around 30 to almost 35 points a contest just simply by running. And all that is by, guess what? Being tenacious on the boards. So consistent three-point shooting, consistency on the defensive and offensive glass, that's the only way the Rams are going to come out at home with a win.
Yeah, you answered my question about how big will three-point shooting be today, and you answered it succinctly and perfectly. And MACU, 47 boards a game. That's second in the conference. 32 given up. That's second in the conference. Conversely, the Rams, 37 and 40, 37 boards a game. They give up 40. So how do they go about outboarding a team? How do you box out? Do you just be more aggressive, scraping both the defensive and offensive boards? How is that done?
I love it, Jimmy, because even though I'm 6 foot even back in high school in Chapel Hill, a 4A school, I played the 5 and averaged 13 rebounds a game because of one thing: positioning. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. The main thing, and I'll even teach the younger players this when they're coming up, no matter if they're big or small, guard or forward, the key to rebounding is one simple terminology: chop down the tree. You don't chop down a tree from up top and then keep going higher and higher, or lower and lower in this case. You get to the root, you take a couple good hacks, and that's how you stay on the boards. Because at the end of the day, if you're a smaller team in terms of guard play like you are, if you're Texas Wesleyan, against a very lengthy, very lanky MACU team, at least in the backcourt, you're not going to be able to just jump over them or be in the perfect place every time. They're going to be starting a guard that's 6 foot even. That's, in NAIA women's basketball, that is ridiculous. That's a huge advantage to have. If you're, say, a Smith or any member of this Texas Wesleyan guard corps, you have to box out low and you have to be consistent. You chop down a tree from the root, and that's how you chop down one of the better defensive and offensive rebounding teams of the conference, by chopping them down low.
Hopefully the Rams will be chopping down the trees and come away with a victory. Let's grab a break. So. We'll be back with today's tip-off between MACU and Texas Wesleyan. Coming up, Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
We dream big at Fort Worth ISD and have the academic and extracurricular programs to back it up. Reach for it and dream big. Choose Fort Worth ISD.
My name is Jimmy Cabrera, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is James Ortiz, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Gracie Sanders, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Cassidy McKinney, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Keely Juarez, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
We're just a couple moments away from tip-off. We being Jared the Moose Jones. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher on the Antler Sports Network. A big one today here from the SID on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth. The 12-1, 8-1 in the SAC, 3-1 on the road. Winners of 3 straight. Mid-American Christian University women's basketball team under the guidance of Hannah Moeller. In her 9th season, she's won 87-69 with the Evangels. They will run out guard Kylie Shear, 5'7" from Cheney, Kansas. Haley Harbor out of Frisco, Texas, 5'11" junior. Mary Naya Kundi, we talked about her in the pregame show, from Wiley, Texas, formerly of Texas Wesleyan last year. Talialia Thomas, 5'7" junior out of Topeka. And Shai Christopher, 5'7", redshirt senior of Jacksonville, Arkansas, the Evangels' leading scorer at 18.7, second in the sack. She's their leading field goal shooter, leading assister. So keep an eye on Shai Christopher and the rest of this hot shooting 12-1 Evangel team. Now for the starting lineups, shall we turn it over to Brian Carpenter?
From the Sugar Land, Texas, 5'4", graduate guard number 12, Savannah Smith. From Round Rock, Texas, 5'9", senior guard number 21, Terrence Wills. From H-Town, Poly freshman forward number 22, Cameron Phillips. And from Cisco, Texas, 6'1", junior forward number 30, Sophia Hurtado.
Thank you, Brandon Carpenter, our friend and crack PA guy here at the SID. And starting 5, just running through again for the Rams: Monty Mitchell, Savannah Smith, Taryn Wills, Cameron Phillips, Sophia Hurtado, under the guidance of Scott Hyland in his second season, 22-20 overall. Kylie Shear, Harley Harbor, Mary Naya Kundi, Talea Thomas, and Shai Christopher, the starting 5 for Coach Moeller and the Evangels. Our officials today: Al Marks, Tammy Williams, our friend Tammy Williams, and our friend Al Marks, and LaTanya Martin, our 3 officials. Ready to jump center with Taryn Wills in center circle, and jumping center will be Shai Christopher. Tammy Williams ready to throw it in the air, ready to get this thing underway this Saturday afternoon. Glad to have you aboard. Happy New Year. And they're black and white. Shai Christopher controls the tip to Thomas. So we're underway. Almost a first pick of the game and the first turnover of the game. They try to get it to Mary Nyakundi, and they overshoot Mary. So the Rams put it in play, dressed in their white with their gold and blue trim and lettering.
First thing I noticed in that offensive possession, Jimmy, Mackey, one thing about them, they are quick and they are fast off of the ball. No one in a black uniform is going to be still. Wesleyan is going to have to communicate on that defensive side of the basketball.
Rams in the offensive zone for the first time today. Out top with it now is Mitchell. Mitchell throws it left to Smith. Savannah goes into the top of the key and back to Wills. Wills, left high block, scoring the first bucket of the game. We played 35 seconds, and the Rams draw the first blood.
Tough bucket, follow-away jumper from that right elbow. Great first shot to get the offense going.
Rams pressing. They get it across the half-court line to the Evangels. Mary Nyakundi goes underneath. She fed it off to the right side, and scoring is Harley Harbor to tie it up.
Now that's going to be a bit of an issue, Jimmy. The fact that not only does MacU have the size advantage from 1 to 5, but they're also fast 1 to 5. That press could spell danger.
Wills missed the second shot from the same place where she made the first one. Rebounded quickly into the attacking zone. Missing off the left side is Shai Christopher.
Offensive foul gets called. Great positioning. How about that? MacU already with a foul quickly. We just talked about how that speed could possibly be at a bit of a detriment to the Rams, but that could be an advantage as well. A very disciplined ball club in transition, especially when it comes to taking charges.
Cameron Phillips brings it into Amani Mitchell, who strolls across the half-court line. This 2-2 tie, 8:40 to play here in the first period. Will's ball over her head. Wants to go into the paint, but boy, good interior defense by the black and white of MacU.
That 2-3 zone, and most of all, Jimmy, they can switch it to man immediately to give offenses crazy looks.
With 4 to shoot, Cameron Phillips gets a 2-bounce and off miss. Again with the board, Thomas for MacU, down low underneath, and a travel.
Harbor just couldn't. Harbor had position. It was a one-on-one at the short corner. That is a forward's dream, especially with a smaller defender. Just couldn't get her feet set.
So a couple turnovers here early for the visitors from Oklahoma City. In our 2-2 tie, we tick down to 8 here in a few seconds. Wills charges into the paint, goes to that left elbow she likes, then put it on the floor once and went down the paint and misses the scoop shot. Rebounded again by Thomas. Stolen by Will. She says, I missed the last 2 shots, but I'm going to steal it and score the layup.
That's just grit right there, Jimmy. Staying with it even though you missed your jump shot. Staying with the basketball, get you 2 points anyway.
Almost tied up in the center circle with Shear. Kundi bounces underneath off the right side. Shot missed by Harbor. Whistle blows. Foul on the Rams.
Now the question is, Hurtado sometimes as well as the rest of that Rams forward in the early going has a tendency to get into foul trouble. I want to see how disciplined they are. This is a MacU team that's very fast. They love the pump fakes. They love to get bigs in the air and get them in foul trouble early. Wesleyan's going to have to keep fresh legs on the floor. More importantly, keep them out of foul trouble.
Gibson, Wimbish Gay into the contest. And also Anaya Sanford with Harbor at the stripe. She shoots 67 on the season. 2 shots forthcoming. She's out of Frisco.
Right up the freeway.
Yep. In a Harding, Arkansas previous school. That guy missed on the first one.
Team that shoots the free throw relatively well, 75% from the charity stripe.
Yeah, they are. Rams shoot 74, so a couple good free throw shooting teams today, but Harbor misses her second one. Rams board it, and they'll bring it into the attacking zone. Sanford does that. Gibson in there, goes into the paint. Out top, mishandled by Smith, but she gains control. Gibson, Wimbish Gay, 10 to shoot. Baseline drive by Gibson. Gibson scores. Nice drive, nice bucket. Rams go up 6-2.
That's just weight room work. Gets to that block, puts that inside shoulder right into a defender. Finish tough off the glass.
Harbor throws it away. She intended the pass for Thomas, who is cutting to the right. Rams now with the chance to extend the lead. Air ball shot off the right wing by Gibson.
Gibson had a bit of a chuckle at her Wesleyan teammates on the bench. Bit of a heat check.
She was listening to see if they were chanting air ball. Fortunately, they weren't. They were cheering her on. So get them next time, Cameron. Boy, good defense by the Rams. They steal it. Comes Stanford with about even numbers on the left side. Wimbish Gay goes just to the left elbow. Gibson with it. Baseline drive. She does a 360. Then back out to Wimbish Gay. Does a head and shoulder fake. Fires up a 3. Missed. Hurtado tips the board. The Rams get a fresh 30.
That's one of the most underrated aspects of Hurtado's game. If she can't get 2 hands on it to corral the rebound, she'll find the nearest rim and tip it back out to him.
I said a fresh 30, at a fresh 20, and Gibson again, an air ball hits the right side of the backboard, missed. Rams leading at 6-2, under 6 to play now here in the first period. MacU with the ball.
So far, the Texas Wesleyan Ram offense, they're getting solid shots, but that 30 ball, as we talked about, Jimmy, is not falling. Time to get to step 2. Keep doing what's been working. Getting inside of the paint, getting easy buckets and dry contact.
And they're playing good defense, too. There's an uncontested 3, bangs off the left side of the board, missed by Shear. Rams with the board. Trying to extend that 6-2 lead.
Huge block, and more importantly, sweeping it downward so you can find a way to get a possession on it, maybe even start a fast break, but now Rams is going to settle for staying in the half court. It's been great for him so far.
Wimbish Gay took a snapshot of the offense, now gives it to Gibson. She goes left elbow, shoots and rattles that one through. She goes, okay, I missed 2 shots, didn't hit anything, but rattle that through nicely. Good shot.
That's how they're going to stay in it, Jimmy. When they can't hit the 3 ball, step in, knock down some easy shots, see a couple go down the net, because sometimes that's all you need.
Rams with a 6-point lead halfway through here in a couple tickets of the first period. Good defense being employed by the Rams. Thomas goes around the top. Shai Christopher now passes off, and a back iron miss. Low block left by Shear and a whistle.
Looks like that one's going to be called on Hurtado, hand in the cookie jar a little bit too much. Wasn't happy with the call, but that doesn't happen, Jimmy. If you guess what, count how many times I say this today, box out. Got to get a body on somebody. Get a body on a black uniform, whether it's your girl or not. Just any kind of contact. Get them out of the way. Doesn't have to necessarily knock them down, but just make space.
Like you did in high school, right? Kundi is rejected. is Isaiah Goldman. She of the 18 blocks got her 19th in the attacking zone. Mitchell gets shredded. Wills grabs it. Rams now trying to extend that 8-2 lead as we have 4.5 left here in the first. They move it. Mia passes ahead to Maya Kundi. Her former coach Highland gets up and looks at Maya Kundi, who throws it out to Maya Smith.
You would think that Coach Highland would have the greatest scouting report in the world for Maya Kundi.
Down low with it is Shear. Shear makes a nice move around Goldsmith. Goldsmith, 6'1", the junior.
Fancy feet. How about that? Great finish.
Rams still leading at 8-4, 3:45 to play here in the first. Top of the key, there's a 21-footer back iron miss thrown up by Sanford. Rams miss this time down, rebounded by Shai Christopher. She'll bring it into the zone for the black and white. They go down underneath off the left side. Mia Smith gets clobbered by Goldman.
That's a great foul call by the official. Saw some of the Rams players a bit questionable about that call, but the main thing was defender did a great job of keeping her arms up initially, but as the continuation went through on the shot, brought the arms down and also got the lower body into the shooter. You can't do that, textbook foul.
Around at Borgstad in for Coach Moeller. Coach Highland having a word with one of our officials, Al Marks.
Probably tell him the same thing, because at first it looks like just a bang-bang play, but when you take a deeper look, there's a solid whistle.
Mia Smith gives MACU their 5th point with 3:32 left here in the first period. Mia 57 on the season. She had a Hensley, Arkansas, and LR Christian Academy. Second one is a good one, and it's 8-6 Rams.
Rams trying to keep this MACU team off, but we know in the second half that's going to be the end-all, be-all. The Evangels are fantastic in quarters 3 and 4.
Rams with the ball. They work it around the top. Mitchell goes to Wills. Wills goes down baseline low. Good defense on Goldman. Goldman works in. Goldman shoots and gets a bounce. Good defense, though, by Parad, but Goldman says, I'm going to make the score anyway, and she does.
$20 defense, $30 finish, Jimbo, and last time I checked, 30 is more than 20.
This went under 3 to play here in the first. Borgstad throws it to Smith. Mia loses the handle. Look at the arms of Goldman. Mitchell with the head of steam across the timeline. She's going to go coast to coast, shoots, and gets the other favorable bounce like before.
I mean, that's just a good old-fashioned two-hand stuff. Stuff like the Pizza Hut pizzas were back in the day where they were actually good. And an even better finish on the other end. Wesleyan's rolling, and they are rolling well against one of the best teams in the country.
First time out of the first period, 2:43 left in the Rams, leading by 6. More Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this.
My name is Jimmy Cabrera, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is James Ortiz, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Gracie Sanders, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Cassidy McKinney, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Keely Juarez, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
Back at the Sid, Jimmy the Saint, Jared the Moose on the Antler Sports Network. 2:43 remaining, first period. It's been all Rams with a 12-6 lead, Jared.
And it's been a solid day for the Rams so far. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame in our short little discussion. If the three ball doesn't work, get to the second and third levels of the floor to score, and they've done just that. And that's arguably, Jimmy, the main reason they're doubling up. Mac, you right about that.
MACU called the timeout. They'll play in Shear amidst the full court press. Gets it into Smith. Shear gets it back, crosses the half court line. Far left corner, then dribbling around the top. Borgstad whips it to Smith. Back to Borgstad. She goes just inside, about just of this side of the protected area markings there. And she traveled.
One
Another
thing to
turnover.
note, I don't know if you noticed this or not, Jimmy, but Smith is arguably the most vocal gal in the arena other than us two with headsets on our faces. She talks on offense. She talks on defense. That's what senior leadership does.
That's 7 turnovers now on MACU.
Wow.
We still have 2:17 left here in the first period. Rams with the 12-6 lead. 2:12 to play in the first. Wills Out high to Mitchell. Head and shoulder fake back to Taryn. Wills signals and goes into the paint. Spins. 13-footer. Perfecto. And the Rams go up 14-6.
That's the second turnaround jumper she's hit, Jimmy. She floats up in the air. Flick of the wrist. It's textbook. Beautiful jump shot. This time from the center of the free throw line, center of the elbow.
She reminds me of a young stallion, that just is. She's long, she's lean, she's strong, and she moves smooth. She gallops and gets speed. Shot missed by the Evangels, and by Mitchell takes it the length of the floor and scores. So the Rams, their biggest lead of the afternoon, 16-6, buck 28 to play here in the first period.
That free throw line to our right here, Jimmy, has been absolutely money for the Rams in the first quarter.
Nyakundi ups a three ball and smacks it through in her homecoming for Mary.
I guess she still knows how to hit three balls in old Sid Richardson, huh?
Yes, she sure does. The 20-footer off the right side. Mitchell now slowing things down with the Rams down to a minute to play here in a 7-point lead. Wills wanted to go low, but with that zone, good protection. Borgstedt batted the pass away in the attacking zone now. Borgstedt gets it back from Smith, misses the three ball. Shear with the board and a fresh 20. Shear left-handed pass across the top to Nyakundi. Go down low with it to the Evangels. Nice move, but missing the shot with the right hand off the left side was Sherrod. Rams with the board.
That was a nasty head fake, though, Jimmy. Fooled me for a quick second.
Yep. Probably disgusted with herself that she had such a good fake and then blew the shot. So no shot clock. 14, 13, 12 seconds left here in the first. Wills, the attacking zone for the Rams to Mitchell. Goes down low. A good give and go down low to Gibson to Wills. She didn't have far to go. She made the bucket. Oh, back iron miss. A half-court shot. Darn near went in for MacU. It didn't. They have 9 points here in the first period. Unfortunately for them, Rams lead at 18-9 into one. We'll start the second Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Played one segment of 10 minutes. First quarter in the books. All Rams are leading at 18-9. 7 turnovers in that first frame for MacU. Rams took advantage and scored 6 points off those turnovers. MacU with that big rebounding number coming in. Outboarded the Rams 10-7. No blocks yet here. Well, 2 blocks for the Rams. That's right. Both clubs blocking a lot of shots this season. As far as scoring goes, 8 for Taryn Will. She's the game's leading scorer. 4 apiece for Gibson and Mitchell for the Rams. 4 for Harbor. 3 for Mary Nyakundi. And a couple for Mia Smith. Those are the 9 for MacU. So 18-9 as begin the second period. Rams with the ball in the lead. Wills bounces right and quick release and a score off the right side. Bingo, bango, bongo for Savannah Smith. Rams up 21-9, their biggest lead of the afternoon.
Just step in, letting it fly, no hesitation. Great three, especially coming out of a break.
Thomas plays catch with Tunnel. Back to Thomas. She fires a three. Miss in the arms of Smith. Here come the Rams. They like to move it, and they are. Sanford across the half-court line. Smith again, back iron miss, this time on the three ball. Rebounded by Thomas. She'll clear it across to Christopher. Shy goes right side with it to Tunnel. Back out to Christopher. Ball goes left to Thomas. Christopher fires up a left-handed three ball, and almost a line drive shot. Back iron miss. Sanford again with a head of steam across the half-court line for the Rams. Under 9 to play, second period. Rams up 21-9.
I mean, Christopher, she's averaging 19, 5, and 2, but so far, Jimmy, looking at the stat sheet, she's been quiet. No points and a foul.
Spinning along the baseline and then getting cut down after missing the shot was Cameron Phillips.
We have a minute. Let's take another look at that last three from Smith. Just seamless. We see the ball in the far right slot. We see the down screen by Hurtado. Smith steps right on that S at the Rams logo, right in front of us here at the scores table, and just nailing it from downtown.
And as you said, leading three-baller for the Rams at 40%. And making the free throw is Cameron Phillips, 68 on the season from the stripe.
71 as a team.
She's actually the leading Rams scorer at 12.7. So this is what I like about the Rams. They're evenly balanced. They don't have like one star that scores 15, 18, 20. With a lot of players in double figures and balanced scoring and good teamwork.
Yep, that helps against a team like MacU. This MacU team has buried pretty much everyone. I mean, look at their last three games, all three wins. 82-63, 43-45, 77-64. If my credit score was about as high as these point margins, I'd be in much better shape than I am right now.
Well, keep working on it. Maybe you'll get it there.
I'm trying.
8.5 left here in the second, and dribbling, almost losing as she dribbled around toward the baseline with Shear. And a three ball. 1, 2, 3 for Haley Tunnel out of Bentonville. Beautiful Bentonville, Arkansas. First three ball of the afternoon. Rams with the 23-12 lead, 8:12 to play here in the first half. Smith in amongst the trees. Split two defenders down low. Missed the shot. Jump ball as it'll go the other way for the black and white clad MACU Evangels.
Now, if we take a look at this zone, this full court press, it's almost like a 2-2-1 that goes into a 2-1-2, especially if you leave Hurtado by herself because of an extra pass up the sideline for MacU, which they've used a couple of times. That could bring up 1-on-2 or even 3-on-1 situations. So it's going to be interesting to see how long Coach Highland stays in it.
Boy, nice drive along the baseline. Shy Christopher, her first 2 points. You said they're holding her down, and she came in with an 18.7 average, makes that one. Rams still up 23-14.
And we see as soon as Smith caught it on that slot right in front of us here, it was a quick double. That's the advantage that this 2-3 zone has, along with the size and speed of this MacU defense.
Rams under 10 to shoot for about the fourth time again, and in the paint and missing was Wimbish Gay. Ball goes out of bounds, last tip by the blue, white, and gold Rams. So here come the Evangels. 12-1 their record, 8-1 in the SAC. Tied for second in the conference, 3-1 on the road. They've won 3 straight. Been behind this whole game though as we move down to 7 to play here in the first half. They trailed 23-14.
Well, the closest MacU has been on the Rams today has been at the jump ball. I mean, Texas Wesleyan has taken it to one of the best teams in the country.
7 to shoot, goes down into the paint, and an errant pass. Sheer to Harbor goes awry. Rams now control. Leading at 23-14. 6:45 to play, first half. Baseline drive by Gibson underneath to Hurtado. Hurtado scores.
Hurtado, the good old-fashioned beneficiary of a pass and crash. However, no call there by the official.
I said Gibson, it was Phillips. Stealing it away is Wimbish Gay for Texas Wesleyan. She goes with the left hand and scores. Rams go up to 13-point lead, 27-14.
The points off turnovers so far, Jimmy, has been killing MacU, and even fast break points. I mean, here we go, yet another one.
Another turnover. Sanford got the garbage, gave it to Smith, and she gets a favorable bounce underneath.
That's a 6-0 run in 35 seconds, Jimmy.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Rams 29-14, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Let's grab a break. 6:02 left here in the first half. More exciting Rams basketball on the Atlas Sports Network after this. 6:02 left here in the first half. It's been all Rams today. Trying to knock off the tied for second in the sack, Matthew Evangels, 29-14. I tell you, Jared, 10 turnovers by Matthew has led to 12 points for the Rams, so that ain't helping their cause.
Doesn't matter if you're the number 8 team or the number 800 team.
Matthew with the ball, firing up left corner, missed by Christopher, rebounded underneath by Harbor. She draws a foul.
Harbor at 5'11" has really been a Swiss Army knife for Coach Moeller and this MacU ball club. Her ability to rebound the basketball has been valuable. Currently putting up in terms on the glass 10 boards a game. I mean, how can you ask for that and shoot 67% from the line? How many times can you get a double-double out of someone and they're shooting above 50%? Very valuable.
When I say sick, I mean not the negative connotation, but the fabulous, that's unheard of, outstanding sick.
Funky.
Yep. As Haley Harbor makes the free throw. She's the Frisco lady. Second one missed. Just 1 out of 4 from the stripe.
Strong rebound brought down by Wills, the senior, snatching it away.
Wills pass to the right side. A 3-ball cano by Anaya Sanford.
What's it going to take for the Jimmy 3-ball special?
I had one earlier. I don't want to overdo it, but we'll get one here. Those usually come later in the game, but I had a bingo bango bongo earlier for Smith.
So if she hits another one, will she get it again?
Oh, yeah, especially if it's later in the game. It's a big one. But I can make bingo bango bongo just bingo 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 or bango bango bango
it's
or
versatile.
bongo 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 separate.
It's versatile, just, man. You know. Put them on a T-shirt. Put them on the ASN shop. How about that?
Get that and we'll sell it on the Sports Network. Rams missed a shot in the zone. Sanford did. MacU with the board. Smith fires to Christopher and she throws it away. Another turnover. Here comes Sanford. Every time I look up, Sanford speeding across the half-court line for the Rams.
The rough day for one of the best players in the conference. Conference player of the week at one point continues. The Rams have honed in on her, and she hasn't done much in terms of damage on both sides of the ball.
Mitchell fires it to Goldman. Sanford back out to Gibson. 5 to shoot. Boy, the defense is bothering them, but when the Rams have to shoot, they make it. Will they make that one? No. Mitchell misses it, top of the key, but a fresh 20. Gibson with the board. Sanford with a 3 miss. MacU and Shearer with the rebound. 4:25 to play first half. 32-15, big lead for the Rams. There's Christopher with a nice little back iron miss as she went down the paint. Sanford again. Man, she's a blur. Look up and see number 4 blurring across in blue, white, and gold. Pass down low, batted away by Harbor. MacU in the attacking zone with Smith missing the shot, far left corner. Nyakundi's back in there. Mary fires out. Christopher eschewed the three-pointer and then drives to the baseline and misses the shot from 10 feet.
On the loose ball foul, that's going to be Harbor on the bump. That's her first foul, but one thing the previous play, Jimmy, see if you notice, how do you think was the only reason MacU got that rebound? It was a Harbor box out, and Shearer just simply stepped up and corralled it because she had from here to Cleburne to collect that rebound. That's the beauty of boxing out, Jimmy.
Yep, absolutely.
You love to see it.
Box out the key.
Box out, kids.
They're leading the box out rebound war by 1, 14-13. Rams with a 32-15 lead with 3:43 to play. Another Mitchell miss off the left side from 3-ball. Nyakundi goes the length and kicks it back out, now slowing it down. The first dribble to the Rams center circle is Smith. Mia dribbles a Mitchell, blows by Mitchell and shoots. Right hand off the left side. Smooth move, nice shot.
Caught Hurtado in no man's lane with the backside offensive player on that opposite block.
Mitchell's pass intended for Hurtado is picked off by Harbor. MacU now trying to string together some points. Nyakundi.
He went out of bounds. We're going to say last touch was by Nyakundi.
Yeah.
No extra contact either.
Thought maybe a Ram had touched it, but
Looked like it because that ball shot out of her hand. I mean, at least the trajectory, English for 500, that the ball was going. That looked like it might have had a chance of maybe rolling in, especially with how favorable these rims at the SID can be.
Rams will get it. Wills now fires up off the left side, a 2-ball, rolls off, out of bounds, last touch by a Ram. So
no, they're going to call a loose ball foul instead. They say that Peyton Foster out of Cypress High reached across the shoulder, too much contact, because you don't box out. I mean, you can't make it up.
Got to remember, box out, kids. Rams using that press by Kundi. Tries to break it. She does with a pass to Smith. Smith charges to the basket. Smith shot partially blocked by Hurtado underneath.
This ball foul is going to be charged against Harbor on the box out. That's 2 quick ones for her. Still a lot of basketball left to play, too.
Into the fray for MacU comes Harad Sincere on Oklahoma City, Northwest Oklahoma State transfer. As Foster hands Wills the little perspiration mop. Looks like the Swifter that we use to clean our floors at home.
The wet jet when, press the button, the water.
Or the Swifter is like one that looks like that, and it's got this, the cloth that goes over, the bottom of it.
I feel like you're a linen kind of guy. Nothing too fancy.
No, my wife and I are both earth signs, so we like to stay clean. So why I use the Swiffer.
We don't call you the tree hugger for nothing, Jimmy.
Nope, they don't. Mitchell to Wills. Rams with 10 to shoot. Foster stops, shoots a 17-footer just inside the key. Christopher with the board for Mac Hughes. Down by 15 with 2:10 to play first half. She drives, little left-hand floater, missed, and last touch by Christopher. Nice defense in the paint by Savannah Smith.
The Rams have gone cold, and a sky-high shooting percentage has now kind of dipped a little bit. Rams now sitting at 14 for 31 at 45% from the field. But so far, the only reason they've been able to keep this big lead is their defense. Christopher hasn't been able to do much.
No,
Kundi has been relatively silent. Their best forward is on the bench with 2 fouls. So far, Rams executing the game plan pretty perfectly.
They've held the Evangels to 27% shooting. Under 2 to go. Rams with the ball. Wills round the back dribble. Stop and shoot in the high block left. Air ball. Grabbed by Hurtado. 10 to shoot. Well, good defense. They're forcing the Rams into chewing down to 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds to shoot. Got to get rid of it pretty soon. And they don't. Shot clock violation by the Rams. Good defense.
Picture-perfect possession. Talking, communicating, switching. That is the advantage that MacU has had all season long. Their ability to switch 1 through 5 and defend it comfortably.
Well, now that press, a double team.
It looks like MacU got a timeout off in time.
They did get it off in time.
How about that? The 2-2-1 has been really a mainstay for this Texas Wesleyan defense, and it's worked. It's worked like a charm.
Grab a break. $1:26 left here in the first half. Rams up 32-17 on Rams basketball on the Atlas Sports Network.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Timeout over late here in the first half. 86 seconds to play in it. But all Rams are up 32-17. They led at the end of the first 18-9. They had a 15-point lead at 6:02 left here in the second. That's what it is now, 15-point advantage. Oh, yeah, that's spectacular. They're taking a lesson from a very good defensive team in the Evangels. Yeah, it was on Sanford. Here's block of the Christopher shot. They've bottled up their leading scorer. Sanford again throws it up off the right side. She stopped in the paint, hesitated, and said, I'm going to whip it up, and whipped it in. Rams' biggest lead of the afternoon, 34-17. Baseline dive to the floor goes Thomas. She throws it out of bounds, and yet another turnover. Ew. Not at all. Rams 12 points off those turnovers. Yep. Yeah, it does. Shot clock went to 9. Phillips. Yeah, Phillips drove and gets blown for the offensive foul. So no shot clock, 25-8 for Mac U here. Across the half-court line with the drive is Shear. Baseline drive, Herod. Herod double team there, pass tipped, and 3-second violation.
Mackey's offense, Jimmy, I don't know what's going on.
I don't, me neither.
I mean, you can watch as much film as you want, but at the end of the day, it's any given Saturday. Texas Wesleyan look like they should be at the top of the Sooner right now.
Exactly. Good job of coaching by Scott Highland, who is known for his defensive teams. And boy, that's evident today in this 17-point effort by Mac U. Jump ball. Rams tied up. It'll stay here in this end.
5 seconds left, Jimmy. That's a lot of basketball to get off a nice under-the-basket set. Let's see what Coach Highland has in his back pocket.
Wills will inbound it. Slaps him into motion. Smith with it, drives to the paint, underhand shot, missed. There's good defense down low, and that's the way the first half will end, with no basket by the Rams. 34-17, Texas Wesleyan up at the half. They led 18-9 at the end of one. Let's grab a break. We'll have some stats. I don't know if there's halftime entertainment today. I don't see any cheerleaders or power dancers, but hey, we'll be back to fill you in on the stats. Rams leading it at the half, 34-17. Rams basketball will continue after this on the Atlas Sports Network.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
We dream big at Fort Worth ISD. have the academic and extracurricular programs to back it up. Reach for it and dream big. Choose Fort Worth ISD.
My name is Jimmy Cabrera, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is James Ortiz, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Gracie Sanders, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Cassidy McKinney, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
My name is Keely Juarez, and I'm a MACU Evangel.
Hey Brian, when Jerry Schooley interviewed me, she asked if I could perform under pressure. I said no, but I do a pretty good Bohemian Rhapsody.
Do we just go? Is that what we do? Oh, okay. My wife is mad at me. My wife was mad at me because I was lazy. I didn't do anything.
You know, that's funny, Brian. My wife came in and said I never listened to her. I thought, what a strange way to start a conversation.
Straws are for suckers.
You know, Brian, I don't know why Marvel doesn't use the Hulk more often in their advertising. He's just one big banner.
Straws are for suckers. Why are pirates called pirates?
I don't know, Brian.
They just are.
Do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
R.
A lot of people think that, but it's really the C.
Don't worry, I've been storing all your dad jokes in a database.
I like that you picked that one. You know, Michelle Obama was famous for adding sustainable gardening at the White House. Do you know what her favorite vegetable is? Broccoli.
Broccoli. How does NASA organize a party?
I don't know.
They plan it.
If April showers bring May flowers, what do Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims.
I was going to tell you a time traveling joke, but you didn't like it.
I do like that. Do you know how you find Will Smith in the snow?
No.
You look for fresh prints. I still think it's funny.
That's the best one.
That is the best one.
This morning, a clown held the door open for me. It was a nice gesture. Jester. Sorry. It was a nice gesture, too.
I just read a story in National Geographic about two cannibals eating a clown, and one of them looked at the other one and said, "Does this taste funny to you?"
I'm addicted to brake fluid, but it's okay. I can stop anytime. Straws are for suckers.
Straws are for suckers.
What did the drummer name his children?
I don't know.
Anna 1, Anna 2.
What did the ocean say to the beach? He didn't. He just waved.
I'm sorry. That's a trick joke. I accidentally swallowed a bunch of Scrabble tiles. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because! That's the best one. That is the best one.
My 7-year-old daughter told me that when I cry laughed.
It's halftime here at the Sid Richardson Center on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth on this first Saturday of the new year, 2025, as we start our second half of the decade. 5 years down, five more to go in the decade, and we're 4 days into the next half of the decade. Jimmy the St. Christopher here, Jared the Moose Jones there next to me. We've seen the Rams, Jared, play just a spectacular first half. Did you ever think, or of course, 24 hours ago, you were prepping to do a high school game, and you were prepping to do a different game for another school today, which we won't mention.
Smart
you found out 24 hours before the game tonight that you weren't going to do that game. So we welcome the great Jared Jones and Antler Sports Network. But did you ever think, even when you got up this morning, that you'd be doing a game where MacU, which is tied for second in the SAC, would be held at 17 points by the Rams women's team?
First to kind of touch on your initial point, it's been a hectic 48 hours. Between family stuff going on with emergencies, and I know that sometimes as broadcasters, this is our escape. This is our opportunity to put the headset on and block out everything. That's the beauty of the business. And you get games like this. And even for some of our viewers or listeners, wherever you may be, if you're in Texas or Oklahoma, hopefully this is an opportunity to kind of sit back, forget about life, and listen to two guys jabber-jaw about basketball for a couple hours. But this has been the complete opposite of what many might have thought this would be. You brought it up prior to the half, prior to the break, how Coach Scott Highland for Wesleyan is known for his defensive schemes. But I don't know what type of wizardry you had to pull off to not only limit one of the best scorers in the conference, and Christopher is putting up 20 points a contest, and a ball club that's putting up 70 points a contest. They don't even have 20 at the half. It's 34-17. You can't script it.
No,
you can't write it. That's the beauty of NAI basketball, really just college basketball as a whole. Any given Saturday, you never know what you can see.
And we never expected MacU to be committing 15 turnovers and Rams getting 12 points off those 15 TOs. Rams only made 5 turnovers and 0 points off those 5 turnovers from MacU. So again, the defense, just the full court press, that zone that they've been using. They've been doing, like you said, the 2-1-2 press, and they drop back into a 1-2-2.
It morphs. Even the press mid-play, if they have it here on the sideline. I like how Coach Highland immediately adjusted. Hurtado was stuck in plenty of 2-on-1 situations when they got into the half court. Great numbers advantages early on for MacU, but as we see on the score, they haven't been able to capitalize. But to respond, instead of a 2-2-1 zone, it goes into a 2-1-2. It seems to do a 2-1-2 half court until they can talk. They have Smith to communicate. They have Gibson who communicates on defense to go into their man-to-man front, and it's worked. It's worked like an absolute charm. And so far for MacU, their offense has been reeling. They haven't been able to get anything going. Christopher hasn't been able to get going. Now, Akundi, who we know can score on a dime, who score on a whim, she hasn't been able to get going either. Texas Wesleyan has done everything they've needed to do. And now MacU, coming out of that break, they have a lot of questions that need to be answered.
And MacU has shot just 26% to the Rams 44%. Rams, one player close to 10. The only player that's close to double digits is Taryn Wills. She has 8. Leading boarder for the Rams, Sanford with 3. Goldman with 3. Hurtado with 3. And they're losing the board war, the Rams 17-16 to this very good rebounding, boxing out MacU team. MacU is led by 5 by Harbor and 4 for Mia Smith, and Christopher has those 2 points. She's 1 out of 7 from the floor as they've shot 26%. Rams 3 points shooting 20% here in the first half, 25% for the Evangels. Now the Rams points in the paint, 18-8. That's another point we can talk about here in the second half too. Them winning by 10 points in the paint. Second chance points, MacU just 1-0 for Texas Wesleyan. Bench points, Rams winning that 13-7. Their largest lead was 17, 2 times now, as they lead by, in the first half I should say, and they lead by 15 here at the half. MacU led early, and I do mean early. They had a couple point lead at 1:05 left in the second I should say the largest lead for them was 3:37 left in the second. That was the last time that they had a lead. So it's been all Rams. We'll be caught up here at the second half coming up in a couple of minutes. Let's grab a break. We'll return to the Sid. Rams leading at the half, 34-17. More Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this.
We dream big at Fort Worth ISD. And have the academic and extracurricular programs to back it up. Reach for it and dream big. Choose Fort Worth ISD.
We're a minute away from tip-off of the second half of this Rams big 34-17 lead over MacU, number 18 in the country, tied for second in the SAC. They've lost one game this year. That's it. The Rams, on the other hand, 9-4. They're 5-4 in the SAC. That's good for fourth. 6-1 at home, though, and Scott Hyland, defensive-minded coach that he is, as his Rams fire it up today. As MacU had 0 leads there in that first half. Rams led by as many as 17, which they lead by now going into the second half. The last field goal by MacU, Jared, was 3:37 in the second period.
Wow. I mean, you read up that stat. You read out a whole lot of numbers, Jimmy, but I feel like that last section you just gave is arguably the most important of the ball game. We talked about that defensive game plan by Coach Holland. I don't know what it was or what he said or what he gave the team or where they ate pregame or where they went last night for a team-building exercise, but it's worked. It's worked like a charm. Their defense has been absolutely critical. And notably, a Wesleyan team who typically has a pretty high foul count heading into the break has done well in that department. Too. Only 7 fouls heading into the third quarter.
And again, 15 turnovers, I should say, by MacU as the ball in that first half. Marianaya Kunde sinks a 3 ball from the left corner of the former Ram. Makes it 34-19. They only gave her a 2 on that.
Thought it was a 3 at least from this angle.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So the Rams now touching it for the first time here in the second half, leading it by 15. Savannah Smith misses left rim on a 3 ball. Christopher with the board. Throws it ahead to Thomas. She stops, shoots. Little 10-footer off the right side of the paint. Wills with the board. Mitchell now blows by Christopher as it goes across the timeline. Wills has it. Looks for somebody to throw to. Goes to Smith, left corner to Mitchell. A little lob pass underneath intended for Hurtado. Goes awry into the arms of Shear. MacU into the attacking zone now. Trying to hold the Rams here for a couple possessions and dig into that 17-point lead, which is now 15.
It's classic, especially with teams like MacU. When you come out of the second half down, when you come into the second half down big, runs like this, quick 4-0 coming out of the break. It's vital to see if Wesleyan can weather the storm and how do they punch back.
Christopher with a beautiful feed down low to Harbor. Coach Highland sees something he doesn't like. And rightfully so calls a timeout. So the Rams still up by 13, but here comes MacU with 8:33 left here in the third. Let's grab a break. We'll have more Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this timeout.
My name is Jimmy Cabrera, and I'm a MacU Evangel.
My name is James Ortiz, and I'm a MacU Evangel.
My name is Gracie Sanders, and I'm a MacU Evangel.
My name is Cassidy McKinney, and I'm a MacU Evangel.
My name is Keely Juarez, and I'm a MacU Evangel.
8:33 left here in the third, just underway in the second. Rams had a 17-point lead. 4 quick points now by MacU. Jared, do you think the Rams will be able to continue that ferocious defense here in the second?
You have to ask. That's a great question, Jimmy. You play 2 quarters of intense defense. Yeah, sure. You might have a little bit of fatigue, but that halftime break helps out. Question is, what does that do for their consistency on defense?
Hurtado misses a 3. Christopher with the board. They held her to 2 points with her 18.7 average in that first half. Only 2 points. Nyakunde, those little sleeves on each side, each leg. Mary gets it back, throws to Christopher, top of the key, back to Nyakunde off the right side. She goes into the paint, uses the backboard too hard, though, off the front of the rim. Tipped, and last touch by MacU. Rams to play in.
We see some of the MacU bench looking over at us. Hey, we don't know. I mean, honestly, looked like it might have been last touch by Wesleyan, if I'm being honest. I mean, we have this at replay here on the broadcast, but we can't ask the official to look at it for them.
We don't have striped shirts on.
I mean, I have a black shirt, kind of.
I have a blue shirt. Oh, missed rim. It's a quarter of the way down by Mitchell and came out, just circled around and take Newton's gravity theory. So MacU into the attacking zone. They've shut out the Rams here for the first buck. 2:35 left in the 2:35 here in the third frame, and a missed 3 off the left side. So the Rams still haven't scored in 3 possessions now.
One thing to note, Jimmy, at least from what I've seen from the Evangels in this second quarter, at least shooting the 3 ball, their feet are more consistent. They're angled at the goal. Their hands are set. Their arms are ready. The upper body is set to catch and let go of threes a lot better than they were in that first half. That could spell danger if Wesleyan lets it get out of hand.
So the Rams still haven't scored after the miss here in the second half. Hurtado grabbed the board after the Wimbish game miss, and she gets fouled.
That's 3 on Harbor, Jimmy.
It is, yep. So Harbor gets a break, as does Christopher. Herod returns for Coach Moeller's Evangels.
Well, it looks like Christopher is still in.
Oh, she is. She is running over. She is in. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's 4.
I thought she was coming out. She's just coming over to talk to her coach. She'll say, so scratch Christopher going out. She's still in there.
I mean, this is a classic trick. I know we're whispering like they can hear us, but having an offensive player already back deep ready to catch a possible baseball pass, I mean, it's one of the oldest tricks in the book, and you can't beat it, especially against a full-court press like Wesleyan's been implementing today.
And that's one of the reasons why they're 12-1. There's that full-court press that's been bothering the Evangels all day. They break it, baseline drive, then a one-handed Herod pass is thrown out of bounds. Last touch by the Rams. Good D by the Rams, as it has been all day.
Even though the Rams have been playing fantastic in terms of quick double teams and rotations, MacU was handling it well. It just may not be showing on the scoreboard or in the field goal percentage column.
Nyakunde, former Texas Wesleyan, play to Christopher. Out top, a 22-footer, back iron, fail by Shear. Fresh 20 underneath, miss by Nyakunde after the rebound, and a 2-shot foul coming as she gets clipped.
That's 2 fouls on Wills, Coach, as he had another player in foul trouble for both teams that are relatively solid in terms of the foul department today. Wesleyan came into the break with 7. That's only their 8th. MacU came into the break with a low number as well at the halves. Take a quick look here. Yep, 4 fouls before that last foul.
Nyakunde makes the free throw. Rams leading blocker, Isaiah Goldman, who has 1 today, 19 on the season, back in there for Coach Highland. Second free throw sunk by the southpaw Nyakunde. Rams up 13 points, 6.5 left in the third. Sanford. Wills goes right. Wimbish Gay almost picked up that back foot and then decides, heck with it, I'm not passing, I'm driving, shooting, missing off the right block. Mid-right block.
The arrow is going to save Wesleyan there. The shot no good. They tied up quickly. They get the basketball back. That's the beauty of the arrow. That's the beauty of the possession arrow. Sometimes I wish it was implemented in the NBA.
I know,
but
I
it
agree.
has so much more to, say, a college game that seems to be longer, more of a grit and grind affair.
Yep. Inbounds pass. Wills came jumping through to grab in the left corner right in front of her coach. Highland, who's signaling. Wills drives. Passes out. Across the top. Wimbush-Gay goes left, far left corner. Wills. Goldman almost has it shredded. She goes down, and nice defensive play. Good attempt for a steal by Thomas.
Looks like it's a loose ball foul. That would be called against the Evangels. It's only Thomas's first foul, thankfully. Yep. One thing about Coach Highland, every single one of his lineups he throws on the floor, you're going to see four scrappy guards maybe. You might see a 4 that's about the same size as their 5, but whatever they put at the 5 spot in that pivot is going to do the dirty work, especially with these fast guards that love to crash the offensive boards.
Foster back in there now. She misses the point-blank shot off the front of the rim. She goes for it. Oh, bodies flying everywhere. Is that Christopher that just... You look up and you see Shy going hurtling over bodies that were falling. Sanford went down. Christopher hurled over her.
Let's take another look. As the ball rolls down the floor, see how close this was to staying in bounds. Ooh. A mere forearm. Oh. Wow.
Glad she didn't get hurt. She crashed into the first row of seats there as MacU plays it in. Down by 13, 5:40 to play here in the first. Block underneath by Goldman, or are they going to call it a foul, 2-shot foul?
If they are.
Goldman.
Question is that foul. Yep, it's going to be on Goldman. That's her second foul. Ironically, the second foul of the same stature. She had a block in the first quarter. A couple of minutes later, she had her first foul. All because the progression. When the shot goes through, your hands have to stay up. Goldman crashed down. Extra contact on the lane or sending Nayakuni to the line.
Wimbush-Gay, who's also a blocker for the Rams, had a block in that first half as well as Nayakuni sinks a free throw. Mary 3 out of 3, now 3 out of 4. She misses the second one this afternoon. Goldman with the board. Comes Mitchell. Foster ups a 3 ball. Bingo, bango, bongo!
There it is.
39-24. Rams go back to a 15-point advantage. 5:22 left here in the third.
Take another look at that 3-ball. Foster just sliding, staying level with the basketball. Easy 3.
40% leads the Rams in 3-point shots as in ACU with a 3-ball. They answer with a bingo, bango, bongo off the right side.
Great, almost
Thomas.
Cross-court pass right on the money. Seems like maybe Thomas wanted to take a drive, have that entire right side of the floor. Why not? They need anything they can get on offense, and that's a huge 3.
Sanford, a couple little jab steps, shedded the defense, then throws up a 3 and misses it off the right side. Boarded by MacU. Christopher into the attacking zone. Far left corner, left-hander Shear throws up a 3. Back iron missed. Out high for the board, and a fresh 20 was Christopher said, it's an easy rebound, I'll just reach over and grab it. Came out almost 20 feet.
6 offensive board for the Evangels. They lead the overall rebound tally 24-19. One of the few moments we've seen the Rams get out-rebounded and still be up as much as they are.
Sheer whistle blew, blown by Al Marks.
3 in the lane. Second one on the Evangels today. A platoon swap going out for Coach Highland. Starting unit back on the floor.
Yep, the herd of Rams come in over, I refer to it as like the hockey boards coming over the boards. Here comes a fresh set of 5 over the boards. Actually 4 this time. The Rams leading at 39-27, 4:10 to play here in the third. Wills with the ball. Smith throws it across the top to Mitchell. Wills off the left wing. Christopher with the wingspan defense on her. Round the back dribble by Wills. Shoots off the left side of the paint and misses. The arms of Nayakuni, it goes down.
It's going to be a drive-by foul.
Yeah.
Pretty much a drive-by foul on Hurtado. That's her second. So that's 2 forwards on the floor right now, well, at least on the roster for Wesleyan. Eating into that depth, 2 fouls apiece. Both Wills and Hurtado with 2 fouls.
MacU with the ball, trying to get it to double digits. When's the last time it was that little of a lead? Underneath a block of Hurtado. She blocks Sydney Savage. And Christopher banging the base of the basket gets fouled.
And drawing the foul 2 on the way as we take another look. It was apparently calling Hurtado. Maybe it was on the way down. We'll try to take a second look. Gets the initial block. Christopher comes down with it. Yep, it was on the way down. The contact on continuation yet again.
So the block was clean. She got her on the way down?
Yep. The first block was clean. The second shot, it was great. It was clean on the initial rise, but on the way down, we see Hurtado's right hand or that inside hand come down against Christopher while she was coming down too. You got to let the defender land. Many think that that's only a play to be called on jump shots, but it counts on layups as well.
Gibson, Wimbish, Gay, and Goldman, Goldman back in for Coach Highland's Rams.
Hurtado heads to the bench with Jimmy with 3 fouls.
And the Rams now with a single-digit lead of 9, 3:18 to play here in the third. They led at the half, did the Rams 34-17. They only scored 5 points this half and outscored 13-5. Baseline, Goldman shoots a 12-footer, skims off the rim into the arms of Matthews Thomas. Christopher has it. Back to Thomas. Shear will drive. Shear to the baseline, shoots just off the back rim, and a follow-up stuck back in by Sydney Savage, 6-footer out of Quinlan, Texas, and Louisville High School.
That run continues for the Evangels. Wesleyan needs some kind of a momentum play. They might have had a block with Hurtado, but it resulted in a foul. They need something, because right now the Evangels, they are rolling.
15-5 run here in the third frame, cutting it to 7. Wimbish Gay with a nice move, hits off the left side of the board. There's 4 black shirts there, picked up by Nia Kundi. Christopher one-on-one, side of the backboard miss, drawing the foul low, does Shy.
Gibson's going to draw that foul once again. Jimmy, foul trouble in his head again. That's Gibson's second.
Wills back, Sanford back, Mitchell out, Wimbish Gay out for Texas Wesleyan. Shy Christopher at the stripe. 1 out of 1 from it this afternoon. Second in the sack at 81% from the line.
Man, I mean, they say free throws are free, but to shoot them at that high of a clip, I say 75% makes you above the elite in free throw shooting. 80 is just otherworldly.
And keep an eye on her. I mean, she came in with that 18.7 average. She only had 2 points in that first half. Oh, and she misses the free throw.
The announcer jinx again. The Jimmy jinx.
I never really believe in that kind of stuff.
Come on, man.
Should I jinx her again? Oh.
So, are you sure you don't believe now? Are you sure now? What do you say, Jimmy? Come on, let's have it. We got time. We still have 2 minutes 14 in the third quarter.
If you haven't figured it out, she missed the second one. Down low, Goldman, Rams in the attacking zone trying to build a 7-point lead. They've been outscored big here the second half. Shot missed underneath, boarded, ahead by Mac Yu to Christopher. She misses off the back iron in the paint. Gibson was there for the board. She gets clipped. She's fouled by Shy Christopher.
That's her second. So another important play for either ball club with 2 fouls. This is where things start to get chippy. Looks like neither team is turning down the volume, at least, or the dial in defensive intensity, but that foul count could turn things down a notch.
Gibson went to the right elbow, throws it back near the logo to Wills. Taryn, free throw line pass, right elbow, Goldman. Front iron, back iron, miss. Rebounded Thomas and Mac Yu.
And after that last miss, Jimmy, Coach Heitman, an obvious look of disappointment. His offense has gone cold.
Savage worked down low against Goldman. Misses the shot. Wills in the attacking zone for Texas Wesleyan. She finally gets it to go. 41-32. Rams been stuck on 39 for, gosh, I don't know how long. They go back up by 9 now as we tick down to a minute left here in the first half. Nice block down low of a pass, or was that a shot? Was it a shot pass? Nice block by Goldman.
And a loose ball foul called right after will be charged to Mac Hughes Thomas. That's 2 on Thomas as well. Another player for both teams with 2 fouls apiece.
And Harbor, as you mentioned, has 3. Hurtado with 3 for Texas Wesleyan. Sophia not in there at the moment. Sanford to Wills. Center circle, top of the key pass to Goldman. Around the top goes Gibson, some fancy dribbling. Sanford back to Gibson. Kunde defending on her. She goes around the screen, free throw line, quick kick right, head and shoulder fake by Wills. Back to Gibson, misses the bounce of the 15-footer from the right elbow. No shot clock as Christopher grabbed the board. They're going to go for one shot now. There's 20 seconds left here in the third period. Rams led at the half, 34-17. Up 41-32. They've only scored 7 points this period. 5 to shoot. Shot skims the bottom of the net, nothing else. To the 94 by 50-foot hunk of wood goes Naya Kunde. She'll step to the stripe again where she's 3 out of 4 today. That's 3 on Gibson now.
Team coach Highland howling for a travel call, but one thing we know about this officiating crew, they do not care.
Kunde, the southpaw, sinks. She had a Wiley. It's with the Rams last year.
One thing I like to see after a hard foul, now Kunde hit the floor. A couple of Rams picked her up, a couple of hugs exchanged, a couple of quick words, and maybe a smile or two.
Yep. And it's a 41-34 Rams lead. It's been sliced to 7. 1 second left. And a hard backboard miss. So it's 41-34. Texas Wesleyan, who is outscored 17-7 in that third frame. So Wesleyan with the lead at the end of 3. We'll be back, which I think is going to be a barn burner, Jared, after this timeout. Rams basketball on the Antlers Sports Network.
Find your support system. At Texas Wesleyan, you'll get the one-on-one attention you need to succeed. Texas Wesleyan, small classes, big scholarships. Now that's smaller, smarter.
Three down, 1 to go. 30 minutes of playing time in the book. We have a 10-minute segment, but who knows, Jared, the way this thing's going, we might go to extra basketballs. The Rams lead at 41-34, head into the fourth.
Tell you what, a little Antler Sports Network history lesson. Our very first college game and our very first game here at the SID 3 years ago in 2021. At the time, Sagu, now Nelson against Wesleyan in the Battle of Highway 287. 3 overtimes in the men's game. So if you bring up overtimes around the Antler Sports Network in the SID, it could bring up happy memories or PTSD. You pick. A lot of extra basketball.
Either way, I think the barn might be ignited here pretty soon. It'll be a barn burner. Back here with the ball. They outscored the Rams 17-7 in that third frame. 3-ball pumped up, back iron failed by Thomas. Rams with the board. Phillips with it, goes and hits the left side of the board. The follow-up left side right hand, Wills with a nice shot.
Right out by the official. And another thing I like to point out, describing why the foul wasn't called mid-play. You don't even see that in the NBA, let alone in college.
No, you don't.
I wish we would. I might actually watch the NBA.
Shear attacks the basket from the left side. Kylie out of Cheney, Kansas. Makes it 43-36. Wesleyan over MacU. Wesleyan with the ball.
MacU continues to fight. You said it during the second quarter break. They ain't going away without a fight, and they're showing it here. At one point, it was down to single digits.
That's right. Now it's a 7-point advantage. At 17 was the biggest lead that the Rams had a couple of times today, and they turned it over to the Rams. Shear picks up the garbage. Thomas has it now between the center circle, top of the key, shouting as she goes to the left elbow. Shear out top. Rams with that, it's like a 1-2-2 now, down low along the baseline. Oh, somehow it didn't go out of bounds. Savage maintained possession, but they have 4 to shoot. Top of the key, shot missed by Christopher. Tipped out of bounds, knocked out by Shear. She's disgusted with herself. Almost saved it, but didn't.
Hate to channel my inner Tony Romo again, but I don't know, Jim. Looks like Gibson was the last one to touch that one. From our angle, it looked like it could have been Evangel's ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Whew. But Ramsey, thank you very much for not noticing that possible tip out by us. As we move to almost 2 minutes played here in the fourth. Hurtado across the top. Sanford, a quick release, 3-ball missed. Wills scraping the board. Gets a fresh 20. Smith, Rams leading 3-baller along with Foster. Wills drives the baseline, a whistle blown by Tammy Williams. No basket.
Clock will be called
on.
Look at the C. Looks like it might have been charged against Smith.
Hey, screen the screener!
Number 13, Mia Smith.
That's Mia Smith, yep. The Rams play it in. Mitchell has it. She'll dribble to the top of the key to Sanford. Well, that's quite a combo there in the guard. Sanford and Mitchell, a lot of speed. Wills now. Good defense by Shear. She goes on a screen set by Hurtado. Whistle blown by Al Marks on the far side.
Reach foul is going to be called against Shear. But one thing to note, Jimmy, we see it on ball screens. We see it on V-cuts. Hurtado's ability to create space. I know one thing. If they run out of room a couple of yards about that way, if you're seeing us here to make that new football field or the practice field, if you need some extra space, call Hurtado. I'm sure she'll make some extra room for you.
Foul number 11, Mary Nayakandi.
So Nayakandi with the foul. Mary's first of the afternoon. Rams play it in again. The fresh 20. In it comes. Far right side, Mitchell's going to kind of slough it off, saying, I'm going to go to near the Rams logo at center court and set something up, which is a 3-ball by Hurtado. 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. It goes through. Swisho by Hurtado, and the Rams back to a double-digit lead now, 46-36. Within 7 points. That's the closest that MacU got it. Ball bounced off official Tammy Williams. Otherwise, it's headed toward yours truly. Boy, it almost nailed Hannah Moeller, the MacU coach, who's in a squat now, right to the right of Shear, who's to the right of Tammy Williams. Shear brings it in. Nayakandi. Thomas. Christopher far side to Shear, far left corner. Nayakandi, 3-ball. She sticks it in, Mary Nayakandi, and it's back to a 7-point Rams lead. Under 7 to play here in the fourth. I'm not going to say game because we might be going to overtime. Who knows?
All right, Jimmy. Okay. Watch it now. See, watch what you put into the universe or the ether with your words.
Well, Wills wishes I would have said she'd make that shot, but it rims out. Nayakandi with the board now. 6.5 to play in the fourth. They can cut it to a 4 or 5 point lead. That's the closest they've been since it was real early in the first period. It's Harbor to Shear right in front of her chairs. Team stop, left-hander. Oh, almost had the and one. Somehow that didn't go down. Foul on Mitchell of the Rams. So Shear steps to the stripe. Emporia State in Kansas transfer. 5'7" senior. And she'll be stepping to the stripe for the first time this afternoon.
30 seconds, Texas.
So you have a quick timeout. Rams leading by 7. More Rams basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this. Kylie Shearer foul before the timeout. Southpaw out of Cheney, Kansas at the charity stripe. Hits on the first one.
Huge free throw for MacU. It's a 2-possession game. At one point, these Evangels were down up by almost 20.
Kylie with 2 ease rolls the second one through. So it's a 5-point advantage, and you have to go back to the first period. The Rams were up 5-zip to have this small of a lead for Texas Wesleyan. Who has the ball now, just went under 6 to play in the fourth. Far left corner, stiff defense. Mitchell throws up badly a 3, clanged off the lower part of the left side of the rim, and MacU with the board. Cundy to Thomas.
Jimmy, looks like Foster's about to check into the game for Wesleyan, trying to increase that three-point shooting. And honestly, without giving up size or really rebounding Pride West either.
Shear out top to Christopher. She's going to fire up a 3-ball and miss front rim. Tip board by Hurtado to Goldman.
Oh, it was a foul. I thought it was a jump ball.
I thought it was too. Shear fouls. She's incredulous. She's got that sarcastic look, and rightfully so. I thought that was a jump ball, but I'm not going to question the officials.
Huge call, gives Wesleyan the basketball back, and more importantly, keeps their arrow in their favor.
Mitchell to Wills off the left side. Foster's going to high arcing 3-ball back iron miss. Boy, there's just Frigid, chilly cold.
I mean, it is cold here in the city today.
It is. They are too with the 3-ball.
I'll have to grab a jacket in between games.
I know. I don't know how you do it. I have like 4 layers on. I wish I would have worn a sweater.
Do you have an ugly Christmas sweater, Jimmy?
Yeah, they're similar to that, yeah, which I've had for a couple of years. They're not really Christmas sweaters, but
festive sweaters.
Basket made by Harbor underneath, cutting it to a 3-point lead for Texas Wesleyan. He has the ball now at 4:39 in the fourth. Mitchell, Foster, far left side to Wills. Wills stutter step and then shoots into paint. A 13-footer stuck in by Taryn Wills. Rams down before that shot to 33% from the floor.
Wills hadn't hit that turnaround jumper in a while since the first couple of buckets she had in the first quarter. Went to it a couple times in the second, once in the third, but here in the fourth, exactly what the Rams needed, keeping them at bay, staying at a 2-possession contest.
Rams shot 44 in the first, they shot 34 at the half. They're at that now, 34. MacU is up to 32%, and they have the ball down by 5, 4:15 left here in the fourth.
Jimmy, see at the table here, arguably the 2 best forwards for either team, checking in at the same time for the final 4 minutes. This is crunch time.
It is crunch time as we hit 4 here in a couple ticks. Cundy throws it left, driving and scoring. Shy Christopher, and 1. She gets the bucket, and 1 coming. The foul on Peyton Foster.
Take another look at that layup here. Christopher has been relatively quiet this game, but guess what? Guess who's coming up for these Rams?
Old KC.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing to see the best players in this conference play. We've seen Christopher be pretty much silent in the first 3 quarters. The Rams responded. They honed in. Their defense was spectacular. But here in this fourth quarter, the brightest of stars shine.
And Christopher gets the old-fashioned 3-point play. Cutting the Rams' lead to a deuce. That's right, a 2-point advantage. Rams led 18-9 at the end of 1, 34-17 the end of the first half. Down by 2 now with the ball, 3:40 to play.
Rams can't go empty in this possession. They have to have something positive.
Wills, center circle pass from Smith back to Smith. Smith's going to up a contested 3. Clangs off the left side of the basket.
Oh, that's going to be a loose ball foul on Hurtado. She walks away absolutely frustrated. That's her 4th.
Yes. Boy, the Rams down to 22% from the 3-point arc. Wow, 4 out of 19.
They were at about 22 at the half break, at the break.
Yep.
Another thing known in terms of team foul count, MacU 4 as a team, Wesleyan with 3. Wesleyan only has 1 more foul to give, MacU no more.
MacU could tie or take a lead for the first time today. Christopher shot. Last touch by the black and white. So the Rams will play it in, still clinging to that 2-point lead. Comes Cameron Phillips for Gibson as Cameron grabs a chair.
On that last offensive play, we see Coach Mulder going into the bag. We see the horns low set with 2 at the elbow, turning into a bit of a pseudo zoom. The initial pass and a backside cut. It was a great layup, just couldn't haul it in. So now MacU getting to that half court, going into those bags of tricks. That's exactly what you need as we knock on the door of the 2-minute mark.
We're at 2:55 now as the Rams have 10 to shoot. Hurtado to Wills, way out high. Wills goes into the paint to the left elbow, turns around, shoots, free throw line, miss, goes for own board, doesn't get it. Scraped down beautifully by Christopher. Shy will cross the timeline.
Jacobs possession into the game on offense for MacU coming up here.
Can grab their first lead with the 3. They tie it up underneath with a shot down low. Left hand, right side. Shy Christopher. They've tied it now at 48-48.
It's a whole new ball game, Jimmy. You can't ask for anything better. 2 minutes left. Both teams tied. MacU with a 17-point comeback. It took them some quarters, but they're still here. Control their own destiny in this game.
Smith throws up a wild 3-ball. Bingo, bango, bongo. Sticks it through. Scott Hyland wants a 30-second timeout. Rams go back up by 3. They'll keep it here. 2:09 left. Big 3 by one of the Rams' top 3-ball shooters, Savannah Smith. Whew.
It was that layup by Christopher that really got things going. All set up by, once again, off-ball movement, wide open on the horn set. And then the very next play, Wesleyan responding in kind. This time with a good old-fashioned trifecta. Wide open on the opposite. Slow contest and making them pay. It's the senior, the veteran of this Rams team in Savannah Smith. Exactly what the doctor ordered and exactly what we ordered, Jimmy. A heck of a game here in Cowtown.
Wills has 14. Smith 2 away from double digits. Hurtado is 7. She also has the 4 fouls. Sanford with 5. 13 for Nia Kundi. Shy Christopher had 2 points in the first half. Came in with 18.7 average. It's 10. MacU with the ball. Down by 3. 2 to play here in 1 tick. Christopher, left-handed pass to Nia Kundi, right side. Top of the key, Thomas.
Gotta make that extra pass. Had your shooter wide open.
Nia Kundi back out to a 3-ball stuck in top of the key by Talia Thomas. We are knotted at 51.
This is why they're arguably the best team pound for pound in the conference. Ain't going away for anybody.
We warned you to get those lighters ready to start the barn on fire. And the barn is officially lit now at the buck 25. And we're tied at 51. Stopping, popping, and shooting off the left block. A 10-footer stuck in by Cameron Gibson.
Keep in mind, Jimmy, arrows winning in favor of the Rams, and in terms of team fouls, the way they're sitting, MacU with 4, Wesleyan with 3.
Thomas, who hit that big 3 the last time down, goes to the baseline, throws it out to Nia Kundi. Nice pass, save. Harbor, baseline with 8, working in on Hurtado. Nice block by Hurtado. She touched the last, out of bounds, 5 to shoot for MacU.
Also Gibson swarming through on the backside help. Might have got a hand on that as well, so a double block. Hurtado, mind you, has 4 fouls, so they gotta be careful.
Inbounds pass to Christopher with the right hand off the left side again. She ties it up at 53.
That's Conference Player of the Week right there. Big-time players making big-time plays.
Coach Hyland ready to blow a fuse like he usually is.
If he had hair, he'd pull it.
Yeah, he would. Wills skims it off, a little 10-footer inside the paint at the right block. Shear with the board for MacU. 22 to shoot, 20 to shoot. There's a 7.8 shot clock, game clock difference. MacU with 2 timeouts, same as Wesleyan. We're tied at 53. Nia Kundi, far left corner, out to Shear across the top. Thomas with 7, 6, 5 to shoot. Christopher dribbling, shoots, left hand. Oh, she makes it! I don't know how she made that shot. Holy smokes. Wow, what a shot. She was like frantically dribbling around. She had a double team. She drove just inside the free throw stripe. She threw up a line drive, the bullet, and it went in.
Jimmy, that is what you call a dog.
Oh.
Biggest play of the game. Give me the basketball. I want it. Wow.
It's like
gotta take another look.
Tom Brady in his color job as an NFL color analyst now says that players, the quarterbacks throw seeds. That was a seed, a bullet, a dart, a laser shot. Wow. And it just didn't have any arc. It just
line drive. It was like a routine throw from short to first.
It was like a Shohei Ohtani line shot to right.
Wow. These Evangels were down almost 20 heading into the second. Now they find themselves up 2 with 8.3 to go. And one thing to note, they have 4 fouls. The question is, do they go ahead and send Wesleyan to the line? A team that so far today from the charity stripe has been right below average in terms from shooting.
Right.
Even though they are 4 for 4, that's been only 2 trips in their best free throw shooting. Heading onto the floor, looks like it's going to be Hurtado as well. Really, on the floor for Wesleyan, it's all 5 of the best free throw shooters. So the question is, does MacU foul? Do they let him play it out?
We'll know an answer to that here in very short period of time. 8.3 left. MacU up by 2. Inbound pass to Wills of the Rams. She drives to the baseline. She rims a shot and misses with 2 seconds left. They fight for the board. Shear gets it. They're going to win! MacU with an incredible victory as Wills thought she had the shot. She gets a hug from Scott Hyland. The Rams will file out after leading 18-9 at the end of the first period, 34-17 at the end of the half. They're outscored 17-7 in the third. They led to the Rams 41-34 at the end of 3, but they go down 55-53. Our final score. Whew,
are you not entertained?
Oh,
this is how you start a new year.
Oh, absolutely. What a thriller. I mean, good defensive play. The Rams' defense in the first half wasn't good enough for the second half.
Wow.
Should we grab a quick break and come back and take some stats?
I mean, yeah. Take a short, quick one.
We just want to do it now and then.
30-second break might suffice.
Okay, good. I got to grab my breath. I need a resuscitator, I think. Just kidding, Corinne. Anyway, let's grab a quick break. We'll have our wrap-up here. The Rams 55-53. Exciting loss to MacU. Coming up on the Antler Sports Network after this. Quick recap here of our first game today. It was a barn burner. We told you in that second half, early in the second half, to get the matches ready because the barn's going to be on fire. It was lit up by MacU, who overcame a 17-point disadvantage to win 55-53. They go to 13-1, 9-1 in the sack. They were tied for second in the sack coming in. They're up to a road record of 4-1. The Rams dropped to 9-5. Their 2-game win streak is over. They're 5-5 in the sack. Now they're 6-2 at home. Some quick stats for the winners from Mid-American Christian University. They shot 39%, 29 from three-point land. Free throws, 67%. The Rams shot 34, 25 from 3. They 100% free throwing on the day, which was 2 out of 2. They didn't shoot that many free throws, but boy, they played a hell of a defensive effort in the first half, but they blew those big leads and go down 55-53. All-important rebounding game. We're talking about that. Mid-American Christian blocking out. They had 39 boards to the Rams 28. Points off turnovers. That was the biggest thing we were talking about all day. 18 turnovers for MacU, 7 for the Rams. They overcame those 18 turnovers and 12 points by the Rams off those turnovers to win 55-53. Let's wrap it up, and we'll have the men's game, so stick around. That's coming up here in about 22 minutes or so. Rams lose it 55-53. Jared the Moose Jones and myself, Jimmy the St. Christopher, back for the start of our second game, MacU and Texas Wesleyan. That's coming up. We'll see you in a little bit. Adios.